We all know how futile it is to argue with a narcissist and try to convince them of the truth. You can present the most factual, evidence-based case possible, yet the outcome remains the same. They believe what they want to believe because they have no relationship with reality, with truth. All they want is to prove you are wrong and get reactions from you. They want you to fall into their trap. You cannot fight them in the ring they have intentionally made slippery. They know every spot where you are vulnerable and exactly where your fall will be the greatest. If you fight them the way they fight you, you are destined to lose every single time. The only solution to destroying them in their arguments is pointing out reality or using their own traits against them in a way that instantly puts them in their place. That is exactly what I'm going to teach you today. I'm Samir, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Today, I will equip you with 8 one-liners that are guaranteed to destroy a narcissist in any argument. But here is a small disclaimer. These statements can trigger intense narcissistic rage, which is why you need to be extremely cautious while using them and ensure you're physically safe. Narcissists can lose complete control when their core wounds are exposed and triggered. Your life could be in danger. So, use these responses only when you're certain of your safety. Number 1. You know what? My dog shows more empathy than you. This line triggers their deepest shame by comparing them to an animal and finding them lacking. You're essentially telling them that a sentient being, even a dog, is more emotionally intelligent than they are. This cuts deep because it exposes how cold, distant, and inhuman they truly are. While they may think their lack of empathy is a superpower, that being above emotions makes them strong, you are revealing it for what it really is, a devastating weakness that makes them less evolved than animals. Number 2. My 5-year-old nephew handles rejection better than you. This exposes their pathetic rejection sensitivity by comparing their emotional regulation to that of a child. You are highlighting how children are better equipped with basic relational skills than they are. Their inability to handle even minor disappointments becomes glaringly obvious when you point out that a kindergartner has more emotional maturity. This shatters their illusion of superiority in a way nothing else can, and instantly reveals their arrested development. Number 3. Bless your heart, you really believe that, don't you? This Southern-style dismissal shows just how delusional their beliefs really are. Instead of fighting their twisted logic, you're expressing pity for how disconnected from reality they have become. Whether they are justifying cheating, lying, or any other toxic behavior, this response cuts through their elaborate justifications. You are essentially saying, "How sad that you have convinced yourself that your delusions are truth." Number 4. You're really committed to this victim act, aren't you? Narcissists desperately want you to fall for their victim performance, to make you think they are the injured party in the situation. But when you see through their act and call it out, you're exposing that their entire identity is a performance. You're pointing out that the act has become so central to who they are, that without it, they would be completely exposed as empty. This threatens their core, because you are revealing that even they know it is all fake. Number 5. How exhausting it must be to be you. This expresses pity rather than anger, which completely deflates their power. They want you to be angry. You're not giving them the emotional reaction, the one they crave. Instead, you are looking at their entire existence with compassion for how draining and hollow it must feel. This forces them to confront the reality that their way of being in the world is unsustainable and pathetic even to observers. Number 6. That's a very interesting interpretation of reality. This clinical, almost academic response treats their distorted version of events like a fascinating psychological case study. You're not arguing with their lies. You're not telling them they're delusional. You're examining them like a researcher studying delusions. This positions you as the objective observer who's dispassionate yet curious, and them as the subject with impaired reality testing. That is dismissive without being emotional, which gives them nothing to fight against. Number 7. That's not the flex you think it is. When they try to brag about something that's actually embarrassing or reveal behavior that makes them look bad, this response destroys their attempt at superiority. You are pointing out that what they think makes them look good actually exposes their flaws. This works because narcissists misread situations and think their worst qualities are their best features. Last one. Is this how you talk to people who actually matter to you? This exposes the contradiction between the projected image and their actual behavior. They want to be seen as loving, caring parents, partners, or friends, but their actions tell a different story. You are pointing out the incongruence between who they claim to be and how they actually treat people. Even if they deny doing anything wrong, you are highlighting just how cruel, cold, and horrible their behavior really is. These responses work because they bypass logical argument entirely and strike at the narcissist's core vulnerabilities, their shame, need for superiority, and their carefully constructed false image. Use them wisely and safely, and I'm telling you, you are going to have the upper hand in almost every situation. Because think about this, they need your reaction. They need you to justify yourself. They need you to argue. They need you to defend. They need you to explain. There is a part for all that, but you can't give justifications and explanations as reactions. Most of the time, you have to stay silent. Don't say anything at all. 99.9% of the time, you have to do nothing, and they will destroy their own destiny. Like I explained in a previous episode, 0.1%. Your one strike, whenever you strategically deliver it, should end it all. So when you speak up with purpose. Speak up with intent. Speak up with objectivity and be rooted in your truth. Conclusion. That is how you handle a narcissist in arguments. You don't argue with them. You just show them a mirror and you watch them unravel. But you do it safely, as I said earlier. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one.